Well, during this time, we really look for any good news, anything positive, and one guy is doing his best to spread positive news all around the upstate, one at a time. We are joined with Eric Mitchell. Yeah, that Greenville agent. Eric, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great. How are you doing?
Just trying to look for the joy in little things, laugh as much as you can, and that kind of is a good way to get things going.
No question. I call that hashtag stay positive, Greenville.
I love that. And you've taken it a step farther. You've started a website to kind of really focus on the positive.
Well, yeah, it's a Facebook page on the stay positive thing. It's actually a friend of mine, Bill Henderson. He texted me one day and said, I have an idea. Let's meet for lunch. And of course, this was.
You were allowed to do that? Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Rick's Deli downtown and parked side by side and rolled down the windows and had lunch together and talked about this idea of helping to create something that would share positivity. And so that's where Stay Positive Greenville came from.
I love that. What kind of things are you posting on there? Just everyday things that you see or messages or?
Yeah, so it was funny because Bill had this idea. I really, that's Bill's brainchild, and I kind of took it and made it bigger than it really probably should have been. And he said, well, let's start doing videos. Let's have fun and share positivity. And so each Monday we do a new video, the four of us, Liz, Allison, Tim Morrissey, and Bill and I. And then on a daily basis, we're just doing inspirational quotes or memes or something fun.
I love that. And then as if like you don't have enough going on in your world, you also started a fun podcast, kind of the People of Greenville podcast. And I've heard you've had some really, really good guests on that.
Yeah. I mean, I had this really, really good guest from York, Carolina. Yeah. In fact, I think your podcast is up there toward the top, and now you can find the podcast on iTunes and Spotify and everywhere else that podcasts are found. So it's starting to catch on. It's just been, I got this idea from somebody sent an email. As a real estate agent, I get emails all the time for the next greatest marketing idea or lead generation thing. And so somebody sent this idea that was a way to feature people in your community. And of course, I can do it myself. And I can do it bigger. That's where that came from. So I created peopleofgreenville.com and created the podcast, which of course you've been on. And so everybody go look for Megan's podcast. Yeah, right. And I'm just trying to feature fun people in Greenville. Today, I'm going to be interviewing the director for the Greenville Homeless Alliance and try to draw some attention to the homeless situation in Greenville and how that relates to COVID-19 and where we're going from there. So, neat, interesting people.
Well, it's fun because in a podcast too, you can kind of get to learn about people a little bit more. It's, you keep it about 15, 20 minutes. So it's not,
Yep.
Super long. It's quick, but it's entertaining and you're very comfortable to talk with. So you make it easy.
Well, thank you. Oh, yeah.
Yay.
It's funny. I had a great conversation with Darby Wilcox, who's a local
Love Darby.
artist.
Love the
Yeah.
music,
And
everything about it.
Yeah, it was funny. And I told her before we began, the same thing I told you, I'm trying to keep this to 15 minutes or so. And 38 minutes later, and I kind of had to whittle it down a little bit. But she's such an interesting and talented person. You can't help but have, a really long conversation.
Well, thank you for keeping the positivity going. And every time I see you in good or bad times, you always try to do that. So it's a good face for the community. We appreciate it. Eric Mitchell, that GreenvilleAgent.com. You can find him. So thank you much.
Thanks, Megan. Take care.